The retired Robert McCall will be forced into action yet again, this time however all the way in Europe, but for what reason I don't know yet, which is exactly why I decided to start digging and see what I can find on McCall's past, something that will probably get explored in the upcoming The Equalizer 3, which along the news of Dakota Fanning joining the casting group, and which role she'll play are probably the two biggest mysteries regarding the movie. Robert McCall's deadly set of skills will be tested yet again. Why, you ask? Well, it's because yet another sequel has been confirmed from the Equalizer franchise. The third movie is set to serve as a successful action thriller, with of course Denzel Washington leading the charge in one of his most famous roles in this career. The thing that is interesting regarding the franchise ever since the start has been all about when the movie was released, during an era where movies about retired assassins and vigilante stories all around found increased popularity, hence why the franchise became as successful as it is today. Based on what the previous two movies have shown, the collaboration between Washington and Fuqua promises a heavy death toll and a criminal plot that will surely get unraveled. And although there have not been many details regarding the movie, I managed to scoop some things when I got interested in the movie. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Probably one of the most exciting things regarding the people that will star in the movie is the fact that Denzel Washington will be joined by Dakota Fanning, who starred alongside Denzel in the masterpiece Man on Fire 18 years ago, meaning that this will be a reunion for the two after such a long time. Up until this point, no returning cast members have been confirmed to come back from the previous two movies, particularly the sequel. Speaking of which though, seeing how the first and second movies did things, the third movie will likely introduce a new set of supporting cast to join Washington's Robert McCall in action. On the other hand, there were also two characters who did appear in both movies, Bill Pullman and Melissa Leo as Brian and Suzanne Plummer, respectively. Unfortunately, in the second movie, Suzanne Plummer died, leaving her out of the equation and making a place for only Brian to return, something that I personally think is going to happen, with his character possibly serving a crucial role in the upcoming events, simply judging by the fact of how close he and Robert are, a friendship that goes way back.
Hey, Brian. Yeah, listen, I'm reading your book right now and I can't believe you.
According to some confirmations, The Equalizer 3 will release on the 1st of September 2023, which leaves us only 8 months of waiting to see Denzel Washington's Robert McCall on the big screen, taking out gangsters and doing his part to help the people in need. There were also some doubts regarding the release date given to the movie being way too soon, a matter that was quickly addressed as it became confirmed that the movie's production, filming and stuff will begin in October 2022. In the second half of the month, Sony Pictures shared the news of the movie getting a kickstart with some cast pictures shared on Twitter. That being said, judging by the period between the start of the production of the movie and the official release date is given right now, we shouldn't be waiting that long for some kind of a teaser or a trailer to drop. Thus, keep your eyes wide open for any footage being released regarding the third installment. Alongside Washington and Fanning, the two were joined by Gaia Scodelario, known for her roles in That Dirty Black Bag and You, Me and the Apocalypse. However, outside of the three of them, no other confirmation came through regarding other cast members who have hit that like button just like you should do if you haven't done so already. But no, on the more serious side of things, no other cast confirmations, and who else joined in, let alone the roles which both Fanning and Scodelario will fill. The people working behind the scenes are the aforementioned Antoine Fuqua, who will helm the third installment, and Richard Wenk doing the screenplay, who, if you forgot, penned the first two movies as well. While digging through all the leaked information about the movie, one of the things that caught my eye was the setting of the movie, or rather where the events will take place during the movie. With first story details hinting toward the action suffering a huge shift, and Robert McCall getting transferred to Europe, a huge change from the setting of the first two movies, with Boston being the home of the story for the first two movies. The Equalizer 3 will be taking things overseas, particularly Sardinia and the Amalfi Coast, the place where the pictures on Twitter were taken. The upcoming sequel's plot will not entirely be set in Europe, but a part of it for sure, with the story of the movie being set to center on Robert McCall even more in an instance that the story will be more personal to McHale, and not divided between them and the people around him, everything presented through an examination of his mysterious past. This is something that never got answered outside of him being a retired veteran turned vigilante when someone is in need. An alteration that could change the pace of the third movie when compared to the previous two, mainly because of the fact that McCall might be the only one of the few action heroes left that doesn't have a sensitive backstory, but rather some kind of trauma that haunts him to this day forward. The other big X factor is Dakota Fanning's character, quite an interesting topic simply because of the past Denzel and she shares, which brought many fans to think that Equalizer 3 could be a Man on Fire redo, Fanning getting saved by Washington from the bad people, and not in a bad way. Don't get me wrong.
You alright? They didn't hurt you?
On the other hand, given the movie will release in 2023, 20 years later than Man on Fire, Fanning is 20 years older now, so to much of a shock, there's a chance that the plot could involve Fanning coming after McCall as an adversary rather than an ally, something that, according to my opinion, would be quite a fun thing to see. Two actors put in unfamiliar roles. So far, the franchise has been met with mixed reviews from critics, but that was it. The franchise has been popular with audiences, with the first movie's gross of $192 million at the box office, paving the way for yet another sequel to smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. But no, in reality, to hit the big screens as soon as possible. And 4 years later, in 2018, The Equalizer 2 was released, which was yet again met with a mixed response, but similarly to the first movie, it managed to gross $190 million worldwide.
Ta-Nehisi Coast between the world and me.
All right. You read that, we got a deal.
Hence the upcoming third installment of the franchise, and why it has been confirmed for 2023 nevertheless. Retribution and justice being served in the third installment are more than expected. However, the other big thing that I want to touch upon is the time difference in the first two movies, as well as the upcoming one.
I'm here for that girl. You gave me that a couple of nights ago.
And how it could play a big role in The Equalizer 3. To start things off, the events of the first two movies are not connected outside of the three characters making an appearance in both of the movies, Washington, Leo, and Pullman, and one other thing, the time between the two movies was never confirmed, meaning that we don't know when the events in the two movies would take place and how far are they apart.
How's Brian?
He's good. Oh, he's got a new book out.
Yeah?
The third movie could also prove to be a mystery in the same way, and just how much time has passed since we last saw Robert McCall rocking on a chair while looking at the sea after everything was done and dusted. I'm also curious as to what exactly be the thing that will make Robert McCall pause his retirement for a while and get back into action. What will be the thing that will force him to bring his past into the midst of things, especially Europe? Whatever the case may be, the third sequel could potentially be an even better movie than the previous two simply because of the hype around it, as well as the cast members that are about to take the stage, everything adding up to the movie becoming one of the more anticipated blockbusters of 2023, joining the likes of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 and John Wick Chapter 4. See you in the next video.